at. I'm hitting homies like I'm up the bat with a Phillies hat, 9 milli strap. I'm a pillar cap where all you Milli Vanillis at. I'ma run the city until the day my Achilles snap. This is piggyback. I'm carrying instrumentals and burying instrumentals when me and the beat interact.
Continuing to watch this video from here on out, you are agreeing to my terms of service, which means nothing you do is my fault. Also, if you press the like button, you're agreeing to be surveillanced 24/7 and possibly antagonized until your departure from the living, to say that to you. I have some news. There was an experiment done on prisoners where reformers placed prisoners in solitary confinement to force them to reflect on their sins and repent. Well, this was dropped because the high rate of suicide. Go ahead and adopt the American people, and I'll just tell you what's going on. I'll look out in your best interest. What I'm trying to acquire for each and every person is your own piece of land where you can have a house on it, or wherever you want to live in it. We'll try to provide that structure. As much. That's what we'd be working on. If I had your tax dollars, I would be making sure that the roads are good. Education is exactly the way the parents think it ought to be. Well, we have science, so we know what the problems are. We don't shove them under the rug. We handle them out in the open. And don't forget the terms of service. This is for entertainment purposes. This is actual, factual news, late as it may be. It is actual, and it's a demand. That's a command. 09 people as possible to fuck as many people. Kelly Clark and Lyndon B. Johnson. Anyway, and the high rate it was dropped because of the high rate of suicides, and Pennsylvania does take the lead in prison reform, or it did. And structure and reform bring about moral reform. Well, I guess maybe we'll see about that when we find out. That's what we'd be doing in my world. Dorothea Dix was a school teacher, former, who was horrified at the mentally ill people locked up with criminals in unsanitary cells. I don't know. Doesn't matter. So she was successful in going on a cross-country crusade and publicizing the awful treatment that I witnessed. Yeah. So good for her. At about 6:30, Daniel Webster of Massachusetts debated Robert Hines of South Carolina. I'm not sure what they debated. But, there's been a whole race for a man to lead advocates of the common people in a school movement. As secretary of the newly founded Massachusetts Board of Education, some man worked for compulsory attendance for all children, a longer school year, and increased teacher preparation. The movement for public schools spread rapidly to others. That will give you the opportunity to morally educate these men and women and children. They could learn moral principles, I don't really think literacy's much, we don't even need that. They're legalizing the sale of, and we're going to put a lot of money towards pushing abstinence. So we're kind of really going to be like legalizing the sale of, so that way women have a chance to prosper in society, and that for some of us is the only opportunity that we have, and we need that to be regulated. So that way, the little children are not getting involved, and they have IDs, and we make sure they're of age and consenting. That way we can put bouncers or security guards to be able to, maybe we can put call buttons in the room if there's an emergency, like a button press, or, some safety measures in there, regulated jobs, bring in taxes, put up campaigns. Do counter campaigns on that, because then that's gonna, that's gonna be where, people are more liberal and stuff. Democrats are really gonna love to hang out there, and the Republicans will be just fine, because they'll have something to be like, against or not for or be like, that's not me, So anyways, that's fine. But you know what? You need to accept that this is a part of life. And I would rather be in the mix of people who are cleaning themselves, at least, not sleeping with somebody and then not taking a shower and then go sleep with somebody else. I mean, that's Danny says that's what gives girls chlamydia. I mean, we need to teach them right. But if we do a big campaign, spend a lot of money of uplifting abstinence, that'll be good, it makes everybody happy. That's what I think. So we're going to do that. And then also for you to say, you're done. You don't get told you're pretty anymore. You got to turn to the Charlie Chaplin filter so you don't see your real face. It's embarrassing. You could be a house mom. These girls can get houses, mortgages, buy land, start farming their own land, gardening, doing what women do. But they should be able to acquire what's necessary. They got it, then they should be able to and sell them. So anyways, let's start doing that, regulating that, and at the same time working on huge campaigns of abstinence. No, I do not need your input. I'm talking to Planned Parenthood, and I don't want anything to do with them, and I don't want them in my world. So they can exit to the left, right? Right. All right. So anyways, what else do we got going on? Other reforms. All right, we got a peace society. I don't know what's going on over there, I don't know, so I'm not really sure about that. Laws to protect sailors from being flogged. What does flogged mean? I guess we're going to have to look that word up. How long has this been? Oh, I got to go. All right, I got to go. Hold on. There we go. Someone to fish farmers, but they do not sound 5 gallons of hard liquor per person. It does not say if it's in a day or in a year. It did not stick. Factual, it is factual, and it's in the book. Do you guys know anything about temperance or temperance movement? This is the 14th card of the tarot card. Meant that. If you remember what it was, it's as to why our society is lacking. My society, I'll call it the power to enchant. Do I have fairyism? No, let's go. Quit looking over there. It's not a loser. He's very successful. He's a bricklayer. He's a mason. In 1796, he had a farewell address where he warned Americans to not get involved in European affairs, which I didn't do it, so I didn't do it. Not to make permanent alliances in foreign affairs, which I don't understand about that. Not to form political parties, which they did. And not to fall into sectionalism, which is where Dan Webster stars. Oh, did you guys know that they knew that the high birth rate in the North was due to immigration, to the high rates of immigration? Yeah, and do you guys know anything about the Commonwealth versus Hunt? I don't either. I just don't believe them.
Yo te amo. Yo te amo.